Danny Segura for MMAfighting.com. I'm here in El DF, Mexico City, with Irene Aldana, who will be taking on Vanessa Melo in, obviously, UFC Mexico City event on September 21st. Irene, first of all, how you doing? Have you been getting acclimated to the elevation here in Mexico City?
Yes, I feel so excited. I'm very happy to finally be fighting in Mexico with my people, with all my family, friends, and I'm glad to fight Vanessa because she took the fight with such a short notice, and I'm glad she took it. I'm glad the UFC could came up with a new opponent, and yes, I'm used to the altitude already. We came with 3 weeks before the fight, so I think we have all figured out.
This is a short notice opponent. Where you? I know we've spoken before, and you really wanted to be on this card. I believe actually this is the first time you fight in Mexico under the UFC, which is kind of crazy. Were you scared at any point that this fight wouldn't come together and you wouldn't get a replacement opponent and not fight in Mexico?
Yes, of course. I was expecting this time for a long, long time. I haven't fought here since 2013, so this card is important for me. And I was a little scared that Vanessa wouldn't take the fight, but she did, and I'm glad she did. So I just hope that we can give a fun fight for the fans.
Isn't that crazy? This is the first time you're fighting in Mexico. What took so long?
Um, First time they came, I wasn't signed by the UFC. Second time they came, I was injured. I was supposed to be in the car, but I got injured and I couldn't. And then took a little time to they come back, and now finally. So I hope they come back more often because this is so good. I'm so relaxed to be in here. I'm enjoying every day. So this is great, and we have a great market here in Mexico. A lot of fans from the UFC.
Yeah, that's actually something I wanted to talk to you about. When the UFC had its first event here in Mexico City, there was only one Mexican on the main card. Now we just saw a beautiful moment, you with your fellow countrymen and women standing. It's really, this card has really filled out with a lot of Mexican talent. Is it nice to see, how far the MMA has come here, has grown in Mexico in the last 5 years?
Sure, I'm so proud to see the card full of 100% Mexicans and full of talent, and this just shows how Mexicans are growing in the sport. And now that we can fulfill an entire card from the UFC with all these Mexicans, I'm so glad. They are so good. They deserve to be in here, and I hope to see this more often.
Yeah, for sure. And you're coming off a loss, but prior to that, you were in a really good win streak. How are you feeling? How did that loss affect you in any way? Because you were in a really, really good spot, and you were in a good win streak, and we were even talking about potentially title contention if you got past Raquel Pennington.
Yeah, that fight, it wasn't my best night. I got sick, and I got dehydrated. I don't know how you say it.
Yeah, what?
Dehydrated?
Oh,
Yeah,
dehydrated?
dehydrated. Yeah, sorry. And but I give a so close fight in my worst night, and that show me in how good I am, that I deserve to be in the top five. It was the fight could go anywhere. To Raquel or from me, it was so close, and I see myself going back to the top five. It just motivated me to go back earlier to fight and to improve and go to keep climbing for the top five.
Was the dehydration like part of something went wrong in the weight cut, or what happened there?
I got stomach sickness, and then I got my period, and I think everything mixed up and everything went in the wrong way. I didn't feel that way till I was fighting. After my first round, I was why do I feel so bad? And in the third round, when the fight ended, I felt like I was gonna to pass out, and yeah, I really felt really bad. But I don't take any credit from Raquel. She did an amazing job, and but like I said, I'm glad that I give a so close fight with a top contender.
I mean, she was a former title challenger. You went to a split decision, and not in your best conditions. Do you, in some ways, want to get that fight back? Maybe not next, but at some point, just due to the conditions that you went into that fight with.
Yeah, I want a rematch right away. Yeah, of course. I think I
Maybe in Mexico.
yeah, in Mexico will be great.
All right, and lastly, for me, you're also fighting with Alexa Grasso. I know you guys are really good friends. You guys are obviously training partners. What's that like? You guys haven't fought together since Invicta. Has it been nice to train with your training partner for the same card?
Yes, of course. This makes me so flashbacks to Invicta times and feels good. Feels the support and we know each other for a long time and this is much fun than to be alone. You feel like you're going to war with your best friend. So this is great. I think that this is going to give us a great result.
Well, Irene, thank you so much for your time and best of luck on September 21st.